So there's a writer that I very much like called Neil Howe. He's a demographer. He wrote this thing called The Fourth Turning, which is about the era that we live in. And his theory is that history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. There are certain things motifs that you can see. So 1929 is 2008, two huge financial crises. We're still living with the financial crisis of 2008. 1929 led to World War II. We're in that now. We're in the crisis phase. And you can see that there's a revolution going on. When you think about what a revolution is, it's the replacement of elites, right? So who are the elites here? It's in politics, it's the Conservatives and Labour. I can't see either of those parties winning another election. That's a political revolution. In America, it's the Democrats and the Republicans. Well, the Republicans are unrecognizable now. They're sort of a cult of personality. They've become Trump's party, and the Democrats have not learnt the lesson of the last election, I think. I don't think they're going to put up a winning candidate. I don't think. So that's a huge change. Something shifted in our politics, which is very interesting. It's unprecedented in our lifetimes, in my lifetime certainly. The idea that you go, the party of the left was always the party of the working classes. And Hillary's deplorable speech and what's happened over here, the Labour Party is no longer the party of the working man. They don't want to talk to those people. They have become the party of the urban elite. And the working class have gone to the right. It's a very uncertain situation. Politics was very boring for many, many years. And I think it's going to get very interesting. I hope there's more deliberation and less debate. And I hope it doesn't fracture totally. But you even look at something like mainstream media, right? That's another revolutionary thing where you go, mainstream media was mainstream media for a very long time. And now it's podcasts and it's independent media, and people get their news where they get their news.
Institutional trust is changing forever.
The what, sorry? The
institutional trust.
I don't think it's changing forever. I don't think institutions will no longer be trusted. I think we will build new institutions. That we can't live without institutions. And if you think about our culture, it doesn't seem this way, but I think culture is downstream of institutions. So the best example I could give you is really North and South Korea and East and West Germany. You take exactly the same people and you put different rules, different institutions in place, vastly different results, right? The technology of the system that you set up has, second, third, fourth order effects. So I think we're cursed to live in very interesting times.
When I speak to a lot of my working class peers, they have a sense of systemic failure, or they blame politics or the educational system, and they seem to have lost a lot of agency.
Yeah, I think it's been taken from them.
You think so?
Yeah.
What advice would you have to a young working class man or woman who feels like their agency is stripped from them?
No one else cares. Okay, I would say no one else cares enough. No one cares about you more than you do. And agency. What if you're in charge? What if you're in charge of everything? Your own destiny, and if you can take control of that and take care of yourself, then maybe find someone else you could take care of. And then maybe start a family and take care of them. And then maybe try and do something for your local community and try and do more. Be of service. Be of service, have agency and do something. I think that idea of like going, oh, well, it's all stacked against you is like, it's empathy, and does it work? I don't think it works. So that idea of going, you're as good as anyone, but it's having that, I suppose, feeling empowered would be the way to kind of say it, which sounds a bit kind of wishy-washy. But the failing system, the system has failed, hasn't it? It's not delivering. What is, you think about what woke is, what's woke, right? What caused it? Woke is better thought of, I think, as American Marxism. Okay, so the original Marxism was about the redistribution of wealth, which I think is very valid, right? American Marxism, or woke, is about the redistribution of status and saying there are different status hierarchies. And at the very bottom of that pile are young white men, right? So they're being told they're not valid anymore. So the most interesting thing about you has become the color of your skin. It should be that is the irrelevance, and the quality of your character is what matters. That should be the thing. I know it's very complicated. It's all very airy fairy and academic, but I think if you produce lots of, the reason woke arose is because we sent loads and loads of people to university, and they did Mickey Mouse degrees in cultural studies, and they came out, and where's the life I was promised? Where's my interesting life? Where's the money? Where's the house? Where's my family? Where is everything? So the overproduction of elites leads to this kind of, what Gad Sad calls suicidal empathy.
Suicidal empathy, I like that.
Where a society is so empathetic that it no longer acknowledges what it is. It hates itself.